Starting recording. Okay, here we go.
Like sands through the
Are you freaking kidding me? That's so stupid. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go on ahead and start. That was stupid easy. All right, welcome everybody to this episode of Weisscast. We are in season 2, and depending on if I get the audio from Jacob, this is either episode 1 or episode 2, or maybe even episode 3. Who knows? I know I don't. I am your host, Aaron Weiss, along with a new co-host because things between Jacob and I are still great, but we just couldn't find a time to consistently record. Jacob's really busy with his internship in Arizona. He has a great job and is getting his master's, and he's still going to be on the show every once in a while. But today, I want to introduce the new co-host of Weisscast. If you will introduce yourself, sir, actually.
Hello, I'm Bryant Stinson, longtime friend of Aaron Weiss, and completely and totally and utterly underprepared to do this.
Hey, you know what? I started this podcast underprepared, and it shows in the first season. So I think season 2 is going to be better. So, Bryant, why don't you catch us up on like who you are and like what kind of nerdy things you're into and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, okay. So I am just a simple small town guy living in Georgia. Kind of have some big aspirations to hopefully be able to work in the church one day. I think that would be really cool, just because of the impact and things that it had on me. I am a big lover of video games, like fantasy novels. A big sports guy as well. I kind of like dabble with most sports that are American, but I am an absolute like diehard Manchester United fan, which has been painful over the past few years. But yeah, so when it comes to all things nerdy, I guess I can adequately talk about some of them here. So yeah, that's me.
Well, cool. Really looking forward to seeing where you as co-host takes us for season 2 of Weisscast. I think it's going to be a great season, and especially with how easy it is to record on Skype. I'm so mad about how easy it is. Yeah, I think it's going to be really good. And yeah, so from there, let's just jump right into it. You said you just found an article that's interesting to you. Let's talk about it, what it is.
Yeah, so this started back in May. There is a really popular YouTuber. His YouTube channel is Mr. Beast, and he has kind of like risen to popularity very recently, basically by having his videos sponsored by different companies that make apps and things, and he takes that money that he gets through the sponsorships and he would donate that money to Twitch streamers. And people just like seeing him just do kind things. And so he kind of ended up starting out as being popularized because he just had this generosity about him that you typically didn't see in a lot of YouTubers, at least when it came to their content on their platform. And so back in May, this YouTuber, Mr. B, started a campaign to raise $20 million to plant 20 million trees by the year 2020. This started back in May. And just on Tuesday, this is where it gets really funny and kind of interesting. Just on Tuesday, Mr. Beast tweeted at Elon Musk, who was very active on Twitter, and everybody said about Elon Musk, asking him to join the campaign. And Elon Musk basically was like, yeah, sure, why not? And so Elon Musk actually, he pledged $1 million to the campaign. And in addition to that, further down in the conversation, somebody so basically, when Mr. Beast asked him to pledge to the campaign, Elon Musk agreed to pledge to the campaign. Then Mr. Beast replied saying, "Trelon Musk confirmed." At that point, Elon Musk then changed his name on Twitter to Trelon. And I'm pretty sure that it's still that way right now.
I saw that and I thought that was a joke. But I think it's really cool that Elon Musk just got on board with it was like a 2 or 3 tweet conversation. It wasn't anything. And obviously, of course, to Elon Musk, $1 million is like $10 for us, so I'm sure it wasn't that big of a deal. But I mean, the long-term effects of it are huge because they're wanting to plant trees in forests that obviously need trees. I imagine that a lot of the trees will be planted in the Amazon, but I'm not sure where else because for those that don't know, the human race is cutting down trees at an alarming rate. And if you don't know, they're our main source of oxygen. So we're literally killing ourselves. And I think it's great that Mr. Beast started this campaign. I know MKBHD got in on it really early. And I think some other big YouTubers did as well. And I don't know. Did the article say how far along they are in raising the money?
It didn't say how far along they were, but there was another kind of funny aspect to all of this. There's a bit of kind of like a CEO rivalry going right now, but it's very petty when it comes, because at the end of the day, they're both just trying to pledge to help plant trees.
Yeah.
But the Shopify CEO, Tobias Lutke, also decided to pledge to the campaign, but instead of pledging $1 million, Lutke pledged $1,000,001. And then on his Twitter account, changed his name to Tobias, in quotations, Lorax Lutke. I just think that this is hilarious. I love the fact that, despite kind of the level of riches and affluence that these CEOs can have, that while it may be a bit of I have more money than you at this moment, Elon Musk kind of rivalry between Lutke and Musk, that they're still having a bit of playful banter, and ultimately this banter is playing out in a campaign that is hopefully going to help stabilize the environment. So I think that aspect of it is really funny, but the purpose of which it's taking place, in is for a good cause. So
I would love to see Jeff Bezos give. I don't know how far ahead he is in the world's richest man race. I think it's pretty far. I would like to see him give as much money as he can and still be the richest dude in the world. Just get it so he's only $1 billion over the next guy, or something like that, and just say, screw you, I solved everything just by donating $30 billion. I did the math the other day, and for those that don't know, I have to raise my own support. I did the math the other day, and if someone just gifted me $1 million, that would fund my ministry for 20 years, probably more, because what I would end up doing is taking about half of it, putting it in a 10-year CD, and then that would gain about 2.5% interest per year. And then that would actually end up funding me for about 25 years. So yeah, if you happen to have $1 million, donate at breadcoffeehouse.org/Aaron-Weiss. That would be amazing. But yeah, it's just incredible, the amount of wealth that people have out there. And I think it's really cool. Mr. Beast, he's never been after the money. He's always given it away. I'm sure he's kept some of it,
yeah.
I'm sure he's living decently comfortably, but he's never been about I think he's realized, oh, this lifestyle isn't necessarily for me. I want to pay it forward. and plant trees or fund these Twitch streamers or whatever. And I think that's really cool. And the fact that people like MKBHD are on there too, like he's one of my favorite tech reviewers, if not my favorite tech reviewer. I just think it's really cool that he started this campaign.
Yeah, I think it's really cool too. And just like you said earlier, the whole just all of it with Mr. Beast, and just when you start out your popularity on your YouTube platform as somebody who is focusing on giving money away opposed to keeping it for themselves, you kind of set a precedent for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And while a lot of YouTubers personas on their platform, I mean, it's an entertainment site. So, I mean, the people that we see behind camera may not necessarily be never, who they actually are away from their jobs. Right. But I kind of get the sense that Mr. Beast is just kind of this guy who is genuinely enjoying YouTube, just enjoying being able to have popularity and success on the YouTube platform, which kind of harkens back to where YouTube used to be maybe even like 5 years ago, before it became so oversaturated with people trying to get big. It's just really cool that Mr. Beast has gotten big by being generous, which shows that generosity is not really a lost art on us in the world.
Yeah, and like he's changing culture in that way. Like he's using his popularity for good. And I mean, I'm not saying he's perfect or anything, because no one is. Like, it's just cool that he's using his platform to model generosity like that. And I think when his viewers see him, they'll probably want to emulate him, even on a small scale. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that I really like that article, and I like just all of this banter place.
So, wait, what?
I was just saying I like this article, and I like all the banter that's taking place. That's pretty much all.
Yeah. I was looking through some articles. So Red Dead 2 is coming to PC, and I don't know. You played Red Dead 2, right?
Like very little.
Same.
But, yeah, very little.
So, all right, that game got a lot of hype, right?
Yes.
And a lot of people really loved it. I, for one, despise it. Like, I hate it so much. The controls suck. The gameplay is just not fun. But people are like, the story. And I'm like, there's so much better things in games than story. Like, if you're going to tell a good story in a game, don't make it 60 hours. Like, I would have been fine if it was like an 8 to 10 hour campaign with so this is why I like Skyrim so much. The campaign was like, 24 hours or something like that. It was still kind of long, but there are side missions and side quests galore. Like, you can play that game for so long, and it's so fun, and the gameplay is fun to boot. So why not model that? Like, I hated the contextual buttons for Red Dead Redemption. So like sometimes you would pick things up with one button, and then the next time you go to pick something up, it'd be a different button. I hated that. Like, I acknowledge that it's a beautiful game, and like the story probably is really good. But for me, in the games that I like, that it wasn't for me.
Yeah, I think I pretty much tend to agree with you. I think the interesting thing about Red Dead Redemption is, just like you said, it got a ton of hype really early on. Granted, like rightfully so. I think that the game itself is quality. I think for a lot of people, when it comes to single player experiences, that story is primary to them. Mm-hmm. But I think that Rockstar went so like they achieved a level of depth and immersion in the game that is probably what has garnered it such great reviews.
Mm-hmm.
But the immersion also has to kind of be connected to the way that it feels when you control the characters as a person who's playing the game. And I think that is one of the biggest criticisms that I've seen, is that the controls are just so involved. They're so involved it to a point to where the learning curve to not do dumb things in the game is incredibly high. And you have to spend, it's not a game that you can pick up and play and put down and go away from for like a week and a half or a week, right? You have to put concerted time in just to learn the controls. So it's not like GTA in that sense, not like GTA 5, which is another really popular game that came out, I think, 4 or 5 years ago, but is still has almost seen a resurgence in popularity lately. And that resurgence in popularity for GTA 5 and their with the PC community in their role playing aspects translated over to that being added into the multiplayer aspects of Red Dead Redemption. So it's kind of interesting that Red Dead on its own merits couldn't keep people interested, that Rockstar had to rely on the popularity and creativity of PC streamers doing things on their own to kind of bring popularity to a game that, you know, came out a year ago.
Yeah. I think what Rockstar did was, I feel like with Red Dead Redemption 2, I've heard this a lot with, especially in like the people that I talk to about video games. They just don't like the controls and gameplay. And what people wanted was exactly what Red Dead Redemption 1 was. It was GTA in the Old West. And like, I think it's kind of tone deaf of Rockstar to not make that with Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, they could have kept everything the same and just made it more accessible gameplay-wise and control-wise. And I think I would have loved it. But like I said, like we were both saying, like, it's just so high learning curve, inaccessible with controls. It might be different on PC. It might be easier, more simplified. I don't know. But it also has the potential to be way more complex because a keyboard has way more buttons than a controller. But yeah, like you said, with the resurgence coming up, okay, that's fun. With the resurgence of it on PC because of these streamers, I mean, obviously Rockstar is like paying them, you know, like it's I think they've realized what they did, and they're like, oh, we actually cut off a lot of our fan base because we made this game pretty inaccessible. It might have a little bit of a resurgence on PC, but I think it's going to die off just as quick as it did last year.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think that the popularity of GTA 5 will see Red Dead Redemption kind of go the way of the dodo, which is kind of upsetting. I actually saw a statistic not too long ago that it was of the games that sold the most copies in 2018, and I think FIFA 19 was at the top of that list.
Yeah.
And which, I mean, makes sense. It's an EA game. They make great stuff. Well, some people would say they don't make great stuff. They make stuff that gets a lot of traffic and have a lot of annual releases. But number 10 on that list was Grand Theft Auto 5, a game that didn't even come out in 2018.
Yep.
And at that point, I think Red Dead Redemption had also sold more copies than it. But the fact that Grand Theft Auto was still even in the conversation just says a lot to kind of like the lightning in the bottle that Rockstar captured when it came to that game. And the accessibility of Grand Theft Auto 5 is huge, and they're still adding stuff to it to this day. So it's clearly still marketable from their standpoint, you know.
Mm-hmm. And you know, when Red Dead, first of all, another thing with Red Dead is they didn't have online released at launch, which again was a big miss because a lot of people just wanted the online. But the other thing is, when they did launch it, it still had the same control issues. Like, I can somewhat understand the contextual controls for single player, but like, there's no reason to have it on multiplayer. Just make it a normal control scheme. Make it a simplified control scheme, because that's all people want to do online is have fun and dick around. They don't care about anything else, and like, that's why GTA 5 has been so lasting. I mean, I think it came out. Initial release was 2013. I think it came out for PC and Xbox and PS4 maybe the following year.
I think that's right.
And so, yeah, I mean, it's not a new game, but it has been consistently in the top seller ever since. Especially ever since it was ported, but definitely ever since it came out for PS3 and Xbox 360.
Yeah, I wonder what's happening with, and I think that conversation can like bleeds into another conversation of what is going on with video game developers.
Yeah,
like Rockstar have consistently made games that people have enjoyed and loved, and they build a rapport as a result of that. And I don't think that Red Dead Redemption is going to hurt them to like a large degree. Red Dead Redemption 2 will hurt them to a large degree. But I do think people, while they may enjoy the game, they may not necessarily enjoy the online. And I think that's part of half of the reason people buy the game is to be able to interact with their friends in it, And I think that, I mean, Rockstar is experiencing things where their fan base is kind of upset with them. Obviously, Bethesda is going through all kinds of stuff right now.
That was so, like, speaking of tone deaf, that was tone deaf. In case you don't know, Bethesda just started like a subscription service for a game that no one likes. But I should say very few people like, Fallout 76. And this after they had so much good, they did so much good at E3. They talked about adding NPCs finally, making it more accessible for people playing alone, and all this good stuff. And then they just come out, last week and say, yeah, we're going to do a subscription service for like $15 a month. In a world where games like that aren't doing subscription services. The only one that's still doing it is World of Warcraft,
which just came back.
Yeah. So, yeah, like a lot of the biggest MMOs that it's trying to compete with, its own cousin, Elder Scrolls Online, doesn't even do subscription service. Like this is probably the most, like I said, tone deaf thing that I've ever seen a game developer do.
It's pretty bad, and the best part of it all is the fact that if you are a developer and you say you want to do a subscription service, naturally a website is something that is in the cards for you to do.
Right.
However, Bethesda were not quick enough. They announced the subscription service and also did not nail down they didn't go out and buy the domain for the website. So there was an angry Fallout fan who purchased the domain to falloutfirst.com. And it's just him expressing his frustrations with everything.
Yeah.
Fallout. And it's one of the greatest uses of the internet I've ever seen. It's just great.
So I don't completely understand the subscription service. Is like, are people going to have it to play Fallout 76?
I think that people will have to have it to access certain things on Fallout 76. I don't think that you'll need it to play the game, but to have certain amenities within the game, you would need the subscription service. Okay. But the subscription service equals out to like $100 a year. And like you said earlier, people don't even want this. and things that people do want that require subscription services that aren't even video game related, something like Netflix or Hulu, they aren't even that expensive in a 12-month period. So I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know who is in charge of their marketing, and like the people who are like, you know, casting vision for what Bethesda will do with their games and things going forward. But that person probably needs to find another job in Bethesda, because whoever signed off on that idea and whoever came up with it, they just are clearly out of touch with their fans, with their consumers.
Yeah, it really sucks, especially because for such a long time Bethesda had such good rapport with its fans, and Bethesda Softworks, their game developer. So like the studio is Bethesda Softworks, the publisher is just Bethesda. So as a publishing company, Bethesda had really good rapport with just Bethesda Softworks, and then they acquired so many great studios like Arcane and id, and who's the one that develops Wolfenstein? I forget. Whoever develops Wolfenstein. They have so many great subsidiaries underneath them, and now their subsidiaries are carrying them when Bethesda Softworks is not, and that's interesting because this is actually a great transition. The best Fallout game to come out in the last since New Vegas is Outer Worlds, and and that's not even a Fallout game. Fallout, like I have a whole beef with Fallout 4, and Outer Worlds, I've not played much of it, but what I have played, it feels a lot like New Vegas. It's like so the developer is Obsidian, who made Fallout New Vegas, and they also made Knights of the Old Republic 2. And so it feels like a Fallout game had a baby with a BioWare game. And it has probably better dialogue like a BioWare game, but it has the Fallout like gameplay and most other things from Fallout. And unfortunately, I no longer have Xbox Game Pass, so I can't play it anymore. But what I did play was really fun. It felt scary like a Fallout game. Like I felt like I was playing Fallout the whole time, which is a good thing. But at the same time, I was like, I'm not playing Fallout. And I think Microsoft acquiring Obsidian was incredible. Probably one of their best moves in the past like few years. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with Obsidian. Unfortunately, that means Outer Worlds 2 is probably only going to be an Xbox exclusive. But I mean, I'm a Microsoft guy, so that's fine. Yeah, have you gotten the chance to play Outer Worlds yet?
Yeah, like you, I've played very little of the Outer Worlds, but I really do like Obsidian as a developer. I also am. I think I wanted to play Outer Worlds not just because of kind of what it offered gameplay wise, or just an overall experience, but I'm just kind of over this games as service era of video games that we're in right now. Like I'm done with, and some of them are good, and I'll give them that. Like Warframe, like the Warframe games are good. Like games like Warframe are good, but I'm over like the Destinies. I'm over the Division. I'm over Anthem. I'm just over. I'm over developers not giving people single player experiences where they can immerse themselves in a world and a story. And so I'm more willing to support developers who are going to focus on giving people those things. And so when I heard that Obsidian was making a single player experience, I was on board no matter what. One, because they have good rapport as a developer, but two, just because I knew that they make good games. Typically, I mean, their games have tended to be buggy over the over the years. But Outer Worlds is great. It's fun. It is almost like purposely kind of like satirizing some of Fallout's mechanics, like the tactical time dilation thing, where you can slow down the world around you and interact with things in kind of a slowed down time frame. The feel of the world and all of the things are very kind of like Fallout New Vegas-esque as well. And even though Outer Worlds, because it's very new, it doesn't have the charm of Fallout, which is kind of so synonymous to what Fallout is and kind of its popularity and culture. So like as soon as another Fallout single player game comes out, no matter the frustrations with Fallout 76, whether people want it or not, people will get that game because there's just an allure to Fallout. But I think that Outer Worlds has potential to do some really big things. And so I've had a lot of fun playing it up to this point.
Yeah, it does kind of miss some of the charm. And I was trying to pinpoint like what my negatives were about it. And I think it's missing the charm because Fallout always has like the very classic 30s, 40s, 50s soundtrack. And Outer Worlds doesn't have something like that, mostly because the setting is not like post-nuclear war where culture stopped developing after the 50s. It's because it's in outer space. And I don't think it necessarily needs that type of soundtrack. I do think it needs a more... It needs an identity of its own, which it doesn't necessarily have right now, I think. I will be interested to see if Bethesda takes the next Fallout to like kind of, regress isn't the word, but take away some of the features that they added from Fallout 4 and even in 76. I think I think that they'll have to do something like that because everyone seems to love Outer Worlds, and like it really just does feel so much like a it feels like the Fallout game that we wanted 5 or 4 years ago with Fallout 4. I'm really interested to see what they do with this.
Yeah, I think that'll be really cool too. Like you said, like Microsoft has so many good studios, so many good subsidiaries, and I think there've been some conversations here and there about the importance of having exclusives on console platforms, and Microsoft has definitely been lacking a little bit in the exclusives department. PlayStation has had things like Persona 5. They've had, which was just got rave reviews. Persona 5, Spider-Man that came out last year that didn't necessarily get rave reviews, but people were very pleased with it. They really, really enjoyed it. Like it wasn't like, I say that to make it sound as if it was a bad game. It wasn't a bad game. It was a great game. I think people were shocked with how short it was. But that's something for like Insomniac to be able to build on the PlayStation platform. Obviously, Last of Us 2 was delayed from February to May of 2020, but that is probably one of the biggest games of like the last generation Last of Us was. And so when you look at games like that, and then you look at the exclusives that are on the Xbox with Gears, Halo, things, and those are two of the bigger ones. Gears 5 came out not too long ago, and Halo is being held off until the next generation of consoles. I think that's correct. I could be wrong about that. But now with having a really good developer like Obsidian, hopefully the Outer Worlds can turn itself into a franchise that is really beloved by the fans too, and it will be good for Microsoft going forward.
Yeah. I think Microsoft is on the cusp of greatness with first party games because they have so many recent acquisitions. And I think I'd be surprised if they didn't come out swinging with the next generation, like just with all of these launch window titles from like, I don't think Obsidian's going to have anything because of Outer Worlds, but crap, who's the Forza developer that's apparently developing the next
Lionhead.
No, yeah.
Yes, Lionhead. No, is it Lionhead Studios? I'm pretty sure.
That's they used to develop. Let me look this up.
I need to look this up. Playground Games.
Playground Games, yes.
Playground Games. That's it.
They're developing the next. What's that game called?
Fable,
yes. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a launch window title. Halo's definitely going to be, if not a launch title, launch window for sure. They're just going to come out swinging. Did they buy Ninja Theory?
I think they did buy Ninja Theory, yeah.
Yeah, they're probably going to have a game ready to go. So Xbox Scarlet is going to be...
It's going to be good.
It's going to be a pretty big deal, and I will very likely trade in both my Xbox and my PS4 to get that, just like I did with my Xbox 360 and PS3 to get an Xbox One. Yep. Especially if Xbox has backwards compatibility, or Scarlet has backwards compatibility right off the bat.
I mean, it has to, don't you think? Considering how well backwards compatibility has suited Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
It has to. I think if it didn't, it would just be. I mean, hopefully, if that would be something that they have from the very beginning, that would just be really good.
Yeah, I think Phil Spencer will lobby for that, because I know he's been all about treating the fans with what they want. I like how under wraps Scarlet has been. PS5, I've seen renders of. It looks real ugly. If that's what it's actually going to look like. I've wanted to be a PlayStation guy. I had a PlayStation 3, and I just liked my Xbox 360 better. I had a PlayStation 4. I just like my Xbox One better. And I imagine it'll be the same way with the next generation. I don't see myself getting a PlayStation 5 within the first 2 years, but I definitely see myself getting Project Scarlet within the first few months, if not on launch day. So, yeah, I'm excited. From there, we've talked a lot about. I liked how we got here.
Just kind of like a train of thought to get here.
Let's just take a few minutes apiece and kind of talk about what we've been playing or watching or reading or whatever. If you want to go first, you totally can.
Yeah, so I actually haven't really been watching a whole lot of new things lately. I am one episode into season 5 of Black Mirror, which came out months ago. And so I have been trying to go through that, but that series, I don't have a problem plugging. If you've never seen Black Mirror before, I would definitely give it a watch. I mean, it's just a really cool anthology series. It's not so under wraps anymore. I think it's fairly popular, all things considered now. And this 5th season, from what I heard a lot of people saying, they consider it to be the best one that they've done. And when I say they, I mean just in general, because at one point Black Mirror was done by ITV over in the UK, and then they just have really interesting things over in the UK when it comes to cable and channels and how they keep certain channels afloat and things like that. And then Netflix picked it up in the 3rd season and have had it since. And Netflix have taken really good care of it. I think Charlie Brooker is one of the showrunners, and their writing is spectacular, and they when it comes to Black Mirror, they kind of like hide what the show is really talking about behind what they present to you on screen, which I think is what is most interesting about it. If you're just watching it, it seems like it is a show that is kind of almost like poo-pooing on technology and like what happens if we take technology too far as a society. But I feel like Black Mirror, what it's really talking about is it is a social commentary on the human experience when it comes to technology in general. And I think that is just a really brilliant like standpoint because we are very tech heavy in our world. And so it's relatively new, the 5th season of Black Mirror, and it's an anthology series, which means that if you started watching it, you could just watch it from the 5th season and you wouldn't be missing anything at all. You can just pick it up, watch the 3 episodes that are in season 5. And then if you choose to watch more, you can watch more. You can watch them in any order you desire, whether it be by title or if you wanted to watch it in season order, to see kind of like how production and quality, not just in like camera, like not just in like technologically when it comes to quality, but also in acting quality and who they've had come into the show since then. You can see all of those things. It's just a really good show, and I really need to finish it because I've been talking about it for years, and I've got so many of my friends to start watching it, and then so many of them have now been asking me if I've seen all of 5th season, and I've had to disappointingly tell them that I haven't finished it yet. So,
like what games and stuff have you been playing?
Other than Outer Worlds, I've been playing a lot of FIFA 20, which, oh man, don't I like soccer, and so FIFA 20 has been big for me. But again, I like the career mode in FIFA 20. But when FIFA 20 launched, career mode had a ton of problems, a ton of bugs. I mean, there was like a laundry list of bugs that were drummed up by the community, that they then relayed to EA, who said that they recognized and they realized a lot of the bugs that were in the game, and they were planning on fixing those things, but it took them until actually, I think, a week ago to fix it, and the game came out late September. So the game was out for almost like a month before they fixed one of their mainstay game modes that over the summer they said they had put a lot of work into making sure that it was good enough so their community for that game mode in particular would be pleased with it. So you can imagine the disappointment from a lot of those people when they realized that that it just wasn't up to snuff. But now they moved past that. They fixed it. Everybody's happy. Hopefully something like that never happens again. And other than that, I've just been playing a lot of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Still playing it on console. It's still a lot of fun. It's still frustrating. They just released a new season. They've got to a point now since PlayerUnknown Battleground have been bought by Craft Union. They've been bought out, and so they have got to a point now to where they're able to get the updates and the hot fixes and things that take place on PC to come to console within a week and a half.
Oh, that's nice.
So they're much closer to one another. Not just in quality. Quality has a lot to do with like your rig, and consoles are limited, much more limited than PCs are. But when it comes to content, they are almost like right in step with one another, which I'm sure that everybody at Craft Union Company should be proud of. They've done a really good job at kind of putting people in positions of like community managers to see what people want and see what people desire. And and the community managers do their jobs well, whether the community managers are for PC or they're for console. They listen to the community, obviously not like the loud, like mob mentality majority, but they listen to the people who genuinely are, if something upsets them, it upsets them because it takes away from the experience as a whole. And so they do their jobs well. So it's been really cool to see how they've progressed and continue to stay in the battle royale conversation when it comes to video games, even though Fortnite is still king. So,
yeah, I haven't played PUBG in a really long time, as you know. I would like to get back into it. I'm actually having a lot of fun with Battlefield right now, and I can talk more about that in my kind of what I've been doing. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a chance to, like, if you've been reading anything that you want to talk about or whatever. Yeah.
As far as reading anything, honestly, this month for me has been devoid of really a lot of reading. So like, I really haven't been reading a whole lot this month. Not I've actually had a chance to think about it, which is not good and very unlike me. So I need to get back to that. Hopefully you've been reading more than I have, because I have not been reading a whole lot.
Yeah, so I've been reading a lot because multiple reasons. Grad school, I've been trying to just get myself new hobbies. So I've gotten into graphic novels recently. I have the whole Dark Knight Returns series. I read Batman Hush, Long Halloween. I have the first two in the series of the Court of Owls.
That Court of Owls is good.
Yeah, so they're all really good. I say I've gotten into graphic novels. I should say I got into Batman graphic novels.
That's what it sounds like.
I haven't really explored much otherwise. I actually been meaning to get the Scott Pilgrim versus the World series, just to kind of like expand that love of graphic novels. I started with Batman because I love Batman so much, and I hadn't. I know about these stories. I just hadn't read them. Yeah, my favorite is Long Halloween. It's so good. But I've been actually listening to the Harry Potter series. Stephen Fry reads it and is so good at it. I'm most of the way through Goblet of Fire right now, and it's so much better for me to listen to books like that than to read them. I am very much an auditory learner, and so like the books stick with me more if I'm listening to them. And I'm reading a couple leadership books for grad school. Yeah, so I'm probably doing the most reading I've ever done. And it's been nice. As far as like TV, oh gosh, my roommate and I, Aaron Hargrove, have been watching Dragon Ball Z Kai. Yeah.
Yes.
We're almost done with the Frieza anthology, which is awesome. Once we get through Dragon Ball Z Kai, we want to start other ones. I actually started Naruto the other day as well. I, of course, watched the new season of BoJack Horseman because I wouldn't be a fan if I didn't. I've
seen that. I've never seen an episode of BoJack Horseman.
I think you would really like it. The way that it blends comedy with social commentary it's pretty unique, and it's just so good, and it's really funny. And it's one of those shows that gets funnier as it goes on. So the Netflix canceled it. They're splitting the last season into two. So the first 8 episodes of the season came out last week, and the next 8 will come out at the end of January. So just to see BoJack's character arc in this leading up to this has been great. And I'm really looking forward to see where they take it for the series finale. It's so good. I've seen the show so many times. It's probably my favorite show of all time.
Wow, that's a hot take.
Yeah.
Because you've watched a lot of TV shows.
I have.
Good TV shows.
I know. I know. Yeah, it's just so good and so funny. I saw Joker a couple weeks ago.
What a good movie.
It's so good. But at the same time, I can't say that I like enjoyed it because it just doesn't seem right to say that I enjoyed that movie. Um, it was very unnerving. I was uncomfortable the whole time. But just like the way that it portrayed mental illness was so, I think it was accurate and good. I think the way that they addressed like childhood trauma was very much needed. As I haven't seen a movie like that in a while that addressed trauma in the way that Joker does. And it was interesting because you kind of did find yourself rooting for Arthur Fleck, but at the same time, you were like, "Oh gosh, I'm gonna not be rooting for him soon." Like I mean, he has to be Joker in, um, whatever Batman series comes next. I think they've already announced a Joker sequel, and there's been a lot of debate on whether actually this Joker is the Joker, or if he just inspires whoever becomes the Joker, because Bruce Wayne in the movie was like 8 years old, and Arthur Fleck was in his 30s, and there's never been that age gap really between Joker and Batman. I don't think and yeah, I like I said, I enjoyed the movie. Will I ever watch it again? No, it won't be my idea to watch it. Like I've already said, I think Aaron Hargrove will be watching it, and I'll just like be there. Like I don't think I'll ever actively say, "Hey, I want to watch this movie," just because it was that unsettling for me. As far as games, like I said, I haven't been playing PUBG. I've been playing Battlefield 5. I think I don't want to completely say this definitively, but I think I'm kind of over the battle royale genre for right now, and maybe I could get back into PUBG. But like I have no desire to go back to Apex. I played a crap ton of that at the beginning of the year. I've never really liked Fortnite. I think the one that could get me back into it is PUBG. But for right now, I've just really been enjoying Conquest and Battlefield 5. And I haven't played that new mode that's in Call of Duty that kind of emulates Conquest, but I want to play it, especially if there's classes like there is in Battlefield 5, because I'm so much of a medic. Like that's how I get most of my points. Like I have a terrible KD. Like I don't even care about my KD, but as long as I'm like capturing flags and reviving people, like I'm doing good in the game and I'm having fun. I don't know if I've told you this, but like I've realized recently that I haven't been enjoying single player games as much. I might have mentioned that in my Outer Worlds spiel.
Mm-hmm.
But Luigi's Mansion 3 is kind of breaking that. It's just so fun and really funny. I've played that, but I can't play video games a lot throughout the week as I have grad school things going on and I work. And so when I do play games, I typically want to be playing with friends. But yeah, that's kind of my things that I have going on.
I feel like that's so difficult. I feel like I only want to play single player games
Mm-hmm.
right now. for the reasons I kind of stated earlier. I don't know. I think that that's an interesting place to be at for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love a good multiplayer experience and stuff, but single player games for me are like the bread and butter of video games. It's really hard to. I don't know. For me, it's harder in my mind for a developer to release a single player game that is not complete.
Yeah.
Because other than DLC, there's not really a whole lot that you can put in the game at a later time, but if you kind of leave room to add content, you have to make sure you pad games out well, to make sure that, people are going to be satisfied with what they're paying for,
Yeah.
I really liked Joker. I think I could go far enough to say that I enjoyed it. It was a very uncomfortable movie, but I enjoyed the fact that they kind of gave this type of spotlight to this character, especially where we are culturally when it comes to conversations about abuse and mental health. I think that it was a very timely kind of like bit of social commentary. And you're not the first person that I've heard say the phrase, I don't know if I can say that I enjoyed the movie because of how uncomfortable it was. I think Joaquin Phoenix would probably be pleased to hear that, considering, I mean, the Joker's a super troubled character and is a villain, but, was almost like molded to be that because of all the things that happened to them, and not having, which is kind of interesting when it comes to kind of that genre. I really would love to see him be the Joker going forward in the DC cinematic universe. I think it'd be really, really hard to get him to stay on and do that. No matter how many movies he would be in. He's already got a sequel. Any other things that he would be in involving the new Batman? Who is the new Batman again? I can't.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. Yeah. So that'll be really interesting to just see. But I would love that if they could keep him. If they could keep him in, that would be great. But if they are already having that conversation about keeping him in, are they basically just Xing Jared Leto from the conversation at this point?
Yeah, I think they did.
Wow. Unlucky. Well, at least he still has his music career.
All right, so I might be in the minority, and we'll talk about Joker for a little bit longer and then go on to 20 questions. But I might be in the minority, and I liked what little I saw of Jared Leto's Joker. Obviously, it was a different take. There's, I think it's canon. Might not be. It might just be a theory that there's like three different incarnations of the Joker, depending on. And he was like the more gangster style Joker, kind of like we see in Batman 1989. And I think that we didn't get to see enough of him. He was only in 10 minutes of Suicide Squad. And whereas the trailers made us believe that he was going to be the main antagonist, kind of like Assault on Arkham, the animated movie. I think Suicide Squad would have been a lot better movie if Joker was the main antagonist, where I think they could have done that. Amanda Waller gives the Suicide Squad a mission. Joker kind of makes them sidestep it, and Batman comes in to fight both, and I think that would have been an incredible movie, way better than what we got. Suicide Squad, I think the epitome of it can be summed up with the introduction of Katana, just how bad everything was. Colonel Flag was like, "This is Katana. don't want to get killed by her sword. It'll steal your soul.
Yeah,
It's just,
that's pretty much right.
yeah. So I think, yeah, it's just one of those movies that got screwed over by the studio. And Jared Leto got the shaft on it, but it wasn't that much later that he was in Blade Runner 2049 and just gave an awesome performance. Yeah, I think that he drew the short stick, and just, yeah, it sucks for him, but I mean, we have Joaquin Phoenix now, so that's nice.
Please stay on, Joaquin. We love you.
We
He's such a good actor.
He really is. From there, I think we can go on to movie 20 questions. Actually, do you want it to be movie? Do you want it to be video game? What kind of category do you want?
Let's try movie.
Okay.
I will probably not get it right, but I will try my best.
Okay. All right, I have the movie. If you want to go on ahead and ask questions.
All right. Has this movie come out in the last 10 years?
No. That's one.
Oh boy. Well, this is gonna be great. Has it come out in the last 20 years?
Nope.
What? Oh man. Has it come out in the last 30 years?
Yes.
Okay. The last 30 years. That's like the 80s.
Well, 1989, but yeah.
1989, so around it, I mean, okay. Is it an action film?
No.
Okay. I don't know that many action films, so that's good. Is it a horror film?
No.
Man. Action film, horror film. Is it a rom-com?
No.
Is it a romance movie in general?
No.
Okay. Is it kind of like a globe-trotting espionage type, which categorizes itself as action? But is it like, basically what I'm asking is it one of the Fast and the Furious movies?
No.
Okay, because then that would have been a breeze. Just Fast 1, Fast 2, Fast 3. But oh man. Is it a movie with a male lead?
Yes.
Male lead. Okay. But is the lead shared? Like, is it like just a male lead, or basically what I'm asking is it a co-led movie, like a male and female co-led movie?
No.
Okay, so it's male led.
That's 10.
I'm not getting anywhere close to this.
You get a hint at 15.
Oh, good. Male-led film. As far back as 89.
Possibly. Could be newer.
Could be newer.
Newer than 89. I'm not saying. You already asked if it was in the last 10 years, and I said no.
I did.
Yeah. So it could be 20 and could be between 20 and 30 years old.
Yes.
It's not.
Yeah. Well-led. It's not an action film. It's not romance. Not horror. Suspense. Is it a suspense? Is it?
No.
So basically, there's just nothing scary about this movie at all. Cool. That's 11, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the lead fairly popular, like even today?
No.
never gonna get this. Oh man. But is a person okay? Even if they're not fairly popular, are they still currently doing movies?
No.
Oh, geez.
I will say there are actors in the movie that are still doing movies, but
Okay.
not the lead.
Okay. Oh my goodness. The pressure's on. I'm like sweating over here. I really want to get this right. Did this movie take place a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away?
No.
Darn it!
That was a good guess, though, because Jake Lloyd is nowhere to be found.
Yeah. Long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I mean, we're like in Star Wars season, so I figured I would ask.
Mm-hmm.
Is this movie a part of a series?
No.
So it's just a standalone. Okay.
All right, that's 15.
Okay.
Your hint is that this movie is simultaneously live action and animated.
Wow. All right. Simultaneously live action and animated. Wow. Is it made by Disney?
Yes.
Live action and animated. I can't think of any live action and animated movies that have been done by Disney off the top of my head. I am stumped.
Okay.
I am stumped.
Released April 12th, 1996, to mixed reviews. Walt Disney presents James and the Giant Peach.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I've seen James and the Giant Peach. You know, that movie gave me nightmares as a kid.
Yeah, and
Because it was simultaneously live action and animated. That just it freaked me out as a kid.
Yeah, and so I wanted to say that, like, it's not officially scary, but that was my experience too. Like, it's just freaky. Like, the animation's really weird, and it's almost Tim Burton-esque, but it's not Tim Burton. Yeah, so actually, was it written by Tim Burton? No.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
It wasn't. It was directed by the same guy that directed A Nightmare Before Christmas, which was written by Tim Burton.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a Tim Burton movie. Apparently, this guy frequently works with Tim Burton. He's pretty much like a Tim Burton wannabe. His name's Henry Selick.
Okay.
So movies like he did Coraline, which I thought was a Tim Burton movie. Yeah. So James and the Giant Peach, not a big fan. That kid has done pretty much nothing since he was in a show called Micro Soap. Right after James and the Giant Peach, and then has kind of dropped off the grid. But yes, Bryant, I don't know what the punishment for losing is. It used to
you
be...
didn't tell me there was a punishment.
No. We can discuss this for next time. But it used to be a slap. We had toyed with the idea of of like Venmoing each other or something. I don't know if that would be, but maybe what if it was just like a Frosty bet? Like
A Frosty bet?
yeah, just like we send each other enough money on Venmo to get a small Frosty. Like,
all right, we can do a Frosty bet.
But it doesn't have to start this week because we hadn't talked about it. It can start next week. So for next week, you can have the pleasure of coming up with a category and whatever like the subject is for me to guess.
Yeah.
But for this week, we're going to start wrapping it up. Bryant, where can they find you on social medias?
Social medias. I am on Instagram at BKStinson08. So it's STINSON08. And on Twitter at Bryant Stinson. Really creative with my handles.
Yep. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at The Weiss is Right. Feel free to email us at, I think it's info@weisscast.com. The website will be updated soon with Bryant's information. And also, if you're feeling like you want to help us out, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/Weisscast. We literally only need $6 a month to run this show. That covers podcast hosting and the website. And we have $1 a month coming in. So it's not that expensive, but to get the content up that you guys crave, only $6 a month. If you need us to have Sarah McLachlan sing you a song to make you feel guilty, we can do that. But yeah, from there, we are going to sign off and show you, let me see what the guy's name is real quick. It is a remix of the Luigi's Mansion theme, and it is by our boy or girl, don't know. It is by our person, Chemical Kid. Find them on SoundCloud, and from there, we are peacing out. So, peace.
Bye.
audio.